Hello and welcome to 10 things you will need if you're going to restore a Land Rover.
No, not really. Although as I start this job, I bet you that I do have to get some specialist tools out, because I always do. Do you remember a couple of episodes ago when I showed you my attempts at using a Vapo rust from CRC on the rear rust in this door? I left it on for a week and it did absolutely nothing. The stuff's useless. So what I did was I got in with the sandblaster after washing it all off and gave the thing a light sandblasting. You can see where I've just gone out over the edges of the steel and onto the aluminium. Anyway, I cleaned up the framework of this door and then I sprayed it with one of CRC's other products, which is way better than that Vapo rust stuff that they sell. And that turns the steel purple. So you can see where it's gone dark purple and black. That's where it's been treated. But today what I'm going to be doing is removing the spare wheel holder, because I will never hang a Land Rover spare wheel on the door again. It just wrecks perfectly good doors. This door has had a hiding. It's got all sorts of cracks in the framework. I've got a lot of work to do on it. So all of this is coming off, and parts of it will get used again on a swing away spare wheel carrier, which I know you can buy. If you're in America or Europe, it's easy just to press the button and buy the thing. But down here in New Zealand, it costs more and takes longer to get Land Rover parts. So if I can, I make it. So I'm going to go and look for chair legs, maybe a damaged shopping trolley. Shopping trolleys have a fairly decent tubular steel framework that's got a useful looking sort of a bend in it that I'll be able to use to make one of these swing away spare wheel carriers. The idea of them is that the spare wheel's no longer bearing its weight onto the door and its hinges. These things are attached directly to the door hinges, and the weight is transferred to the bodywork. And they're controlled by the opening of the door. They have a wee linkage that's adjustable, and when you open the door it automatically swings the spare wheel out of the way, so they're a great thing to have. So I've been soaking everything for the last week to 10 days. Lots and lots of CRC every time I walk past this thing. And yeah, it's coming undone, but it's hard work with the spanner. So now I'd like to introduce 2 of those 10 things that you're going to need if you're going to restore Land Rovers. The first is a set of impact sockets, and the second is an impact wrench. I've got this one here, which I believe is 80 Newton meters, although I'm not particularly au fait with what a Newton meter equates to. But it's grunty enough to undo rusty wheel nuts and a few other things. Great for working on suspension and spring shackle bolts. So I'll be using that in a few minutes, along with these hardened steel sockets. Now it's important that you do get a set of these, because these impact wrenches will destroy your standard socket set in no time at all, so don't be tempted. There you go, that took no time at all, did it? It's so worth having the right gear. Right, having got the rusty wheel nuts out of the way, the next thing to tackle is the 15 or so small 6mm bolts that hold the plate on, the sandwich plate. There's a plate on the inside, a plate on the outside, and the whole weight of the wheel is taken on these, which ultimately transfers to just the 1.2mm aluminium door skin and a little bit of 0.8mm steel framework that surrounds it. So it's a yuck job. I'm going to speed it up and go as fast as I can. because it's dead boring, but one thing you'll find is that you need to have arms like an orangutan if you're going to be able to do this, because it really is a two-person job, like so many things on a Land Rover, because you've got a nut and a bolt and a washer and a spring washer and a whole lot of rust. Right, well, it's almost the end of the day. I've managed to get that spare wheel carrier off, and now I'm just trying to wonder why I'm missing one of my little trim covers that covers the window. So rather than order one and wait 6 weeks for it to get here from old Blighty, it's far easier for me to just take this one off, draw around it onto a piece of aluminium and make my own. It's never going to be as pretty as one that's made out of a machine and just stamps it out once. I mean, it's had hundreds and hundreds of hits to get it to this shape, so it'll never be as pretty as the other. But if I get sick of looking at it, I can have another go at it and try some other way. But for now, it's just a nice little way to finish off the day as the light turns golden and my tummy starts to rumble and I'm ready for dinner. Right, wake up, video's nearly finished. Coming up in the next video, I'm going to be looking for various ways of making the mechanism at no cost. For example, an old supermarket trolley, or maybe a chair leg or a barbecue frame, something like that. We'll see. In the meantime, if what I do here is of any use to you, or you enjoy watching my Land Roverisms, you get the chance to buy me a coffee. There's a website just up there. You can go there, say nice things, leave me some money. You'll be appreciated. Just once, or do it again next week. I don't mind.